Okay. We are unmuted, Sarah. We have 22 people online.
Okay, let's do our drawing. It's 200, isn't it?
We are at 200, yes. Big, you want the big?
I got it, there you go, still free.
You want Jim to big?
You don't trust me.
We got Miss Yvette Sanchez then. Is Yvette on? Nope, no Yvette today. So next week is $220.
Jackie, did you figure out the odds in this thing?
No. You need to ask ChatGPT.
Well, the odds are 1 in 120. Okay, is it me?
Yep, all you.
Okay, hang on, I'm just sending you an email. We've got everything in there. Okay, all right. So we're going to do a book study today, and this is a group effort, guys. So, chime in, speak up. Let's talk about the book a little bit. I know I've read the book. Connie's read the book. I think JP has read the book. How many others have read Atomic Habits? Do we have anybody else that's read it? Oh, Jim has. Okay, Jackie. How about online? Has anybody online read the book?
Chelsea raised her hand.
Chelsea.
Anna raised her hand.
Anna. Okay.
Jared said he has. Rocky raised her hand.
Okay. So Atomic Habits, we can either use it as in relating to real estate or in our everyday life, right? I mean, it comes into play in the whole thing. And I don't know how far you guys got, but when you talk about Atomic Habits, it's just little small tweaks that make that result in big changes. So I am going to apply it to real estate for me. It's definitely going to be real estate. I'm going to use it when it comes to my SOI, because I was reading, and interrupt me guys when you have something to say, but I'll just get on a little bit of a tangent here. But I was reading something about SOI, and if you are not reading or tagging your SOI, your contacts, you're not working them, right? So important that you guys should be doing that. So that could be an atomic habit. It could be something like that that you use it for. But today there's no right or wrong answers. It's just your opinions. It's not a training. It's just, we're going to talk about it, dissect it, see what you like, see what you don't like, and how we can make it work in our life. So I had some questions that I thought we'd maybe kick it off with. What's one small habit you do every day that probably impacts your business more than you realize? And that could be impacts you in a good or bad way.
I've got a lot of bad ones.
Jim's got some bad ones. Okay, what's a bad habit that you do that impacts?
Getting up in the morning and immediately going to social media and
Yep.
just kind of going down that rabbit hole without using that time to be productive in my real estate marketing.
Yeah. Anybody else have a habit that impacts your business either in a good or a bad way? Jackie?
Good yet bad is answering my phone while I'm still trying to take a shower and get ready. So like, he just needs something. I stop getting ready to answer the agents instead of,
And then it puts you late.
and it puts me late to getting here. So I should focus on getting myself ready and then answer messages.
How about get up earlier?
I tried.
Okay,
How
I
about go
got,
to bed early?
That one's.
So you can get up earlier.
Mhm.
so I got a good and a bad. I got a good, I get up at 6:30 and walk a
Yeah,
couple miles. And then the bad is I get on Fox News.
yeah, and that's where it stops you, right, JP? Then
Yep,
you stop and you're
yep,
watching it.
yep. Sucks you in, especially right now, currently.
What about you girls? Do you have anything?
Snoozing my alarm in the morning.
What is it?
Snoozing my alarm in the
Oh,
morning.
Samantha snoozes her alarm. That's a habit. How many times do you snooze the alarm?
Well, here's the thing. If I want to wake up at 6:30, I'll start my. This is bad. I'll start my alarm at 6. That way, like I can snooze it a couple times, and then I'll like be up by 6:30. But sometimes I'll be like, 5 more minutes, so then I'll get up like 6:35, and then it's like, nah, I think I could be ready if I get out of bed at 6:50. So then I snooze it, and I just keep going, and it's
It's
just
your alarm in your room.
yeah.
You gotta get up to go turn it off.
That would be smart, actually.
I think that is an
Like-
atomic habit, isn't it? I think that is, Connie, is that is that something in the
It
book?
is. Yep, it sure is. Yep.
I tried doing it last night, it didn't happen.
Or have two, you have to get up to the second one.
Yeah, see, like I see, like some like those little alarms that they like put like on like their dresser or something. So it's like in order to turn it off, like you have to get up and you have to go and like push it to turn it off. So I don't know, maybe I'll try that.
So we'll say Walmart, low battery on.
Yeah.
They're really dressed, you have to go
Have
shut
to
it
go.
off.
Yeah, you have to do it. Connie, what, do you have one that is a good or a bad?
Well, I can easily get derailed fast in the morning when those emails start coming through, like, oh, when is this and when is that happen? And do I have my home inspection today? So that's really hard for me. So I try to keep my systems in place so I'm not having to, with the auto reminders to my sellers and buyers that this is happening today. That is my biggest help. That's one small thing that's changed my business. Because that just can take me, all of a sudden you're returning emails at 7:45. I mean, people don't have any respect for your time. So they just start calling and all of a sudden it's 9 o'clock and I'm behind on my morning routine. So those small systems that you can get into place really, really, really help me keep my morning and my day on target.
Mine is social media, just like Jim. I start getting on the social media and then oops, then I'm doing a deep dive into, that dog named Chewy that I like on TikTok, right? And so, and I burned up an hour. But what happens to me is I have good intentions because I'm going to post something. But then somehow I start drifting off and I'm not posting. Now I'm scrolling. So I think for me, I need to time block for posting, right? Instead of just allowing that to happen. Do you have one, babe?
Procrastinating
Procrastinating.
with my homework and then the phone calls. I like to push off until I need to get it done.
Yeah.
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 One thing I tried was just for my phone. I say, Siri, set a timer for 15 minutes, and then I'll scroll around, and then when it goes off, I go off. I'm trying to block my scheduling out.
Yeah. Did you guys read the part about the bike, the British cyclists and when the changes they made because they couldn't win, right? They could not win. And so what stuck out to me is he started making very obvious changes, but then he did improvements in unexpected areas. And I think that's hard to do improvements. The obvious ones are the obvious ones, but doing it in the unexpected areas, that's where I think you really have to be honest with yourself and take a look. What did anybody else get out of that part with the cyclists, the British cyclists?
I think just incremental change is easier than radical change. You start with small things and sort of make those a habit, and then before long, the little things start to add up to bigger things.
Yeah, you can't make too many changes all at once. You got to do one at a time.
Yeah, and then I highlighted that people think that massive success requires massive action. And that's not true. It's not true at all. And I think it's easier to stick with it if you're doing the 1%. Sometimes it's like you don't even notice it, right? But it's easier to stick with small changes than some drastic thing. You know, like for me, so sugar, you know, I love sugar. So instead of saying, I'm never going to eat sugar again, I'm saying I'm going to cut down on sugar because that's easier for me to achieve than when I say I'm never going to do it, I'm never going to eat sugar again. And then I eat sugar, I've already blew it, right? So I'm like, I can't do it. Yeah. Anybody else that there's got to be somebody that wants to say somebody. We've got 22 people here.
Well, I broke the etiquette, but there's hands up, Anna and Jared.
I think that might have been from the Anna. Do you have anything? What do you got to say?
I got something.
Hey, sorry, I'm in a Starbucks and it's kind of loud.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Sorry. Well, sorry, what did you say?
I said anything to add to what we've talked about so far, like the whole
About the cyclists?
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I think just the good or bad habits, like when he was talking about just the little things that nobody else noticed that made the huge changes, stuff that they wouldn't even think about. And then people probably watching what they were doing thought they were crazy. And just what a huge difference it made once they made those tiny, tiny changes.
I bet you're right. I bet they did think they were crazy. I wonder if the cyclists were like, what the heck? You're going to change our pillows, our sleep, you know, the way we sleep. I bet they thought, this is ridiculous.
Right.
You know?
They're probably really frustrated.
And so then I guess if you make those changes, do we tell people? Do we hold ourselves accountable, or do we try and just kind of fly under the radar so we don't get any grief?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they didn't get grief when they started winning, but it probably took a little bit.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
And everyone probably is like, what's your secret? What's your secret? And they probably like, don't really want to tell you, but we changed our pillows.
That's funny.
See, staging
Jared,
works.
what's that, Connie?
Did staging works?
Yes. Yes. Anybody else that have anything that they want to interject from at this point with this?
I got something.
Okay.
This is Mike. Only thing I was a little confused on, and he was like not real big on goal setting.
Right.
And that kind of threw me for a little bit of a loop because a lot of very successful people talk about how important it is to set goals. So that kind of confused me a little bit.
This is my opinion on that, Mike. A lot of people do set goals, but a lot of them are unsuccessful. Not all goals that are set are met, right?
For sure.
And I always tell agents, I don't care what your goals are. I care what your systems are. So I'd rather you set goals in systems. And when I'm talking systems, I'm meaning like, I'm going to call 5 people a day. I'm going to, whatever it is, those goals will get you the results. But I can set a goal of I'm going to make $1 million, but if I don't have a plan, the goal means nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, even when we do how we figure like sales, we need to back into it, right, Jackie? Like when we know we want to sell. I think what you're getting at, Mike, is like, I think it's okay to have goals personally, but as long as you have the systems in place to get you there.
Yeah.
It's like a New Year's resolution.
Yeah, like Jim said, it's a New Year's resolution. We have a goal, and then nobody does it, right? I mean,
What are you gonna do to get there?
right. I think successful people do probably have goals, but they've also got a plan. Like, how is that going to happen? What's that going to look like?
Right.
But there is a part in there, isn't it, Mike, where he says like he doesn't like goals. I think I might have highlighted that.
Yeah.
Forget about goals. Focus on systems.
On systems, yeah.
Yeah, the
I was
goals.
surprised in the part where he said goals restrict your happiness. Because it's kind of true. Some people get too focused on the goal in the sense that they say, I won't feel good until I achieve this. versus doing the little baby steps.
Oh.
Rewarding. So it's like the concept of when you close an escrow at the end, you do your celebration. When in reality, you should be celebrating on your day where you hit your 20 contacts. Because your daily 20 contacts would lead to excessive closings. Because if you're really closing out 5 deals a week, you can't throw a party every single day to celebrate your closing. Because you're actively closing, but you should be celebrating your little wins.
So I guess he's saying like enjoy the process, right? Not just the results. I don't know. Do you have to, isn't it painful a little bit to do some of the systems? Are you always going to enjoy it? I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, this is where I highlighted it. He says that successful and unsuccessful people share the same goals. The goal cannot be what differentiates the winners from the losers, right? Because if they're all setting goals and some win and some lose, it's not the goal that's making the difference. It's what they're doing to achieve the goals. Okay. So then, and then it said problem 2, achieving a goal is only a momentary change,
Mhm. Yes.
right? So he's saying when you solve them at the results level, what does he mean at the results level? What's he talking? What does he mean? When you solve something at the results level, only at a results.
When you reached your goal, no, that doesn't make sense. So when the systems are in place,
So it's not sustainable.
Oh, Jim's saying like if you only like if you say I'm gonna keep my room clean and you do it once, but then you don't do a system or a plan to keep it going, you're gonna have momentary, but you're not gonna have long term, right? Because you don't have a system in place for it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
change the habit. It's like in the sense of like if you're gonna lose 5 pounds and you hurry up and you lose those 5 pounds, but you did it like those cheap fast diets to lose it, but it wasn't sustainable for forever. You're gonna gain back those 5 pounds and more
right.
faster than if you would have gradually changed your actual habits to make it lifelong.
Yeah, you take your foot off the gas. You do. So, it's easy to see, I think, how Atomic Habits works with real estate. To me, that's a no-brainer. But in personal life, what else do you think it does? Like, how has anybody else used it in their personal life?
it really hit me on what hit me this time on the book was identify who you are and what your strengths are. I've really noticed that because of all the AI and all the conversation about being on Facebook and doing all this stuff. I think you really, for me personally, I have to really like differentiate me because I'm not like everybody else. And when I read that, and I read it a couple times, and once you identify who you are, then you just really become who you are. And I think it's important to know your strengths, your superpowers, and really lock into those. So those are what I'm going to implement into my new Atomic Habits. There's just really working with what I do really well and not trying to be anybody that I'm not. Authentic, just be really authentic.
That talks about those 3 layers of behavior change. It's that part, right, Connie?
Right.
Where
Correct.
the first part is changing your outcomes, the second layer is changing your process, and the third layer is changing your identity. So instead of saying like, what would that be? Like instead of saying, oh, I know, he gave the example like, I somebody who says I voted and somebody else said I'm a voter. Like they're I am a voter, right? And the other guy was like, oh, I voted.
I voted,
Different.
yeah.
How about I
commitment.
ran, but or I'm a runner. If you're a runner, saying it sounds like you do it always. Like that's part. Yeah, that's good. Part of your identity. I think that is super important, especially with everything that's going on. And we talk about that with social media, right? Being authentic, being who you are. Same thing.
You can look like anybody online. You can, yes. I mean, it's just crazy how it's really changed our industry.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the one that I got was why small habits make a big difference.
Yeah.
And so as an example, if you're going to go to the gym in the morning at 5 a.m. or 6, whatever, you put your clothing out and equipment, whatever you need to bring, but you put it out the night before. So when you get up, you just go.
Right.
You don't have to think about it and say, oh, no, I don't feel like it today. You know, it's just a reminder. It's laying there on the corner of the bed, maybe, or
Right.
wherever. Yeah.
It's almost like holding you accountable, you know, like, oh, there's my
Yeah, exactly.
clothes.
Especially if you don't have an accountability partner.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Don't you think that's hard though, when there is no accountability partner? I think that's almost the hardest thing, to hold yourself accountable. Maybe that's why
it's very
it's tough.
challenging. Yeah, it's very challenging.
Yeah, because Oliver doesn't care how long I'm on social media. As long as I have one hand on Ollie petting his head, he will encourage me to stay there for 4 hours and scroll on social media, right? So I don't have somebody that's like, hey, you know, it's 12. I don't stay up that late, but if you know, that was the case, it's 12. Hey, you better, you know, you got to get up in the morning, something like that. Anything else that anybody wants to interject? There's got to be somebody that wants to say something on here.
Where's Webb?
Well, Chris is, I don't know what Chris did. Uh, Cindy Gertie's, what about Cindy Monzon? Is she on there?
Yeah, Chelsea.
Chelsea, come on, Chelsea.
Okay, I will say that I'm trying to get back to going to the gym, and it's
Yeah.
difficult. But the one thing I did do is I set out my clothes this morning. So at least I was like, okay, that's one small thing, because I've already gotten ready. Like, it's always been like I'm laying in bed, I'm on my phone, and I'm like, well, I have to get ready and I have to get like up, and then it's like something would happen, I would check my email, but I was like, no, I'm up and ready. I did try and get my kids to give me a reason not to go to the gym today, and they didn't. They were like, definitely, like, you have to go. So I did go, and I was really proud of myself. But I did try to get out of it. I did.
Yeah, that's half the battle, being prepared first, and you don't have to think about it.
Yeah. So that was I did read that, and I was like, you know, it is very true though, because my clothes were ready. I didn't really have a reason to not do it. So if you're setting yourself up for success and getting yourself like ready, just the little things that you really are like, oh, if I don't do this, then I can't do this. It kind of takes out like the whole reason for not doing something.
That is good. You know what? Remember, Chelsea, when we went to Michigan and Tamara came. Is Tamara on here today?
I didn't see Tamara. I saw.
And she brought all of her food. She
Yes,
brought all of her food, and she found
remember
like
she
a
said
gym
she,
and everything.
and she was talking about going to the gym, and for her, and we're going to talk about this later in the book, but it's pairing two things, a positive and a negative together, you know, to make yourself do it. She loves the gym clothes, right? She buys really cute gym clothes. So I think, I mean, honestly, you know, she goes, oh, it's all about the gym clothes for me. So, I mean, I'm sure there's more to it than that for her, but you know, that is like something that like, oh, I like this. This outfit's cute. Probably not going to wear it out. I want to wear it. I'm going to wear it to the gym, right? Do those
True.
kind of
That is
things.
very true.
Yeah.
That's what you're telling me, is I need to buy cuter gym clothes.
Buy cuter gym
That's what I'm
clothes, Chelsea.
taking from
Yeah.
this. And that's what I'm telling
Yeah.
my husband later when he asks me what he told him to do.
Chelsea,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. Is somebody asking you to unmute, Jackie, that where it says Brittany? Is that apply to Brittany? No, that's just moving around.
So I was looking in the chat. Rocky posted calendar every day.
Yeah.
As a habit.
Yeah, that's a good habit. That's a very good habit. What were you going to say, Freddie?
Well, it says forget about goals, focus on your system instead. But then in one paragraph there it says the goal has always been there. They just changed their way of doing things. So you're not giving up on your goal.
Right.
If it didn't work to get to that point, again, I guess that's what they're saying, is that, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not trying to make,
No.
you're not forgetting about your goals. I just need to change it to make it better to achieve that goal, I guess.
That's a great, I don't know if you guys could hear Freddie, but what he was talking about was you're not really changing your goals. You're just making them more achievable by a system to do it. Yeah, for sure. Anybody else? I'm gonna call on people since nobody will speak. Let's see here.
Who's in the hot seat?
How about Jared? Where's Jared?
He's here somewhere.
Jerry's Cooper trailer, I think, for his hog.
No,
Kathy? You got, Carolina, Miss Bree. I forget who 101 is. Maribel's 101.
Maribel. Come up, let's hear from you.
I haven't read the book.
Okay, that's fine. That's okay.
All
Is
right.
our conversation making you want to read the book?
Yes. Yes, it is. Like
I
I
do
started
have
the book
books.
and then I got busy. And like you said, I just have to make it a habit because I just, you know, start something and then leave it aside and then I get, busy with other things and that goes out. I
Yeah,
don't go back to it.
yeah.
There's Jerry.
Here's Jared.
You're muted, Jerry.
I'm here, Sarah. Sorry, I am working on my lending course and got on a good one this morning. So
So what do you think about Atomic Habits, Jared? What are your words of wisdom about Atomic Habits?
I've read it once already, so I'm super jazzed about that book. I recommend it to everybody. Probably the biggest takeaway for me on that book, having read it, was the powerful long-term effect that you'll have by making just small little daily habits. Meaning talking to 5 people a day in real estate, it's going to have an effect. You're going to get the use and the habit of talking to people and things are just going to happen. And the fun thing is that book is not just real estate. I seen a cool statistic yesterday. I was trying to share it. Researchers finds making your bed daily may increase the likelihood of you becoming a millionaire by 206%. 206%.
By doing what?
Making your bed.
I believe it.
Diligent.
Yeah, I believe it.
I'm there. I make my bed every day.
I think I did read the book, make my bed.
I forgot about that, yeah.
Oh yeah, I did read that. Yes, I did read that.
And before you go next, Jared, just talking about the tiny habits, the first habit, and once you get that habit, then you get a next habit, and they call it habit stacking.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to do one at a time.
Yeah.
I asked ChatGPT to help me create my checklist, like to implement my atomic habits. And since I've been talking to it more about what I'm trying to do and whatnot, it automatically incorporated like my big goals and my little goals, as well as for real estate and personal life. And then it gave me a system for, even on chaotic days, my at least send one text message. And it gave me my habit stacking already too.
So did you see that in there? Like if you improve 1% each day, you're going to get up here. But if you do not improve, you're going to decline at an equally rapid pace. For sure. And getting back to again what Connie was talking about, the identity part of it. I was reading this, they like people that are saying I'm terrible with directions, I'm not a morning person, I'm bad at remembering people's names, I'm always late. I think that self-talk can be either positive or negative, right? And when if you say, oh, I'm a runner, I'm on time, I'm wanting to be and own it. I mean, it's about affirmations, right? That almost brings affirmations into it with this. When you own the identity of it, you're owning it and you're going to do it. And I think it's so important to set those things up for yourself. And like Connie said, the identity, especially because of the feel for the market right now. You've got to have systems, and you've got to know who you are. I really think it's so important. Anything else about this part that we've talked about? I think we're going to kind of stop here because the next part is there's a little bit more how to build better habits. But what I really want to get into next week is the laws. like make it obvious. I'm trying to see how many pages all this is, but make it obvious is the first. Yeah, see, that goes on a while. The first law, make it obvious. And that goes all the way to, oof. So I don't know, how many pages can you guys read in a week?
It's like 40 pages.
That's 40 pages. No, 60 to 97. It's like 37. Yeah, it's about 40 pages. Can you guys be honest? Can we do more than 40 pages? Because I don't want to,
We just did 57 for the first week.
we did. I think it
Yeah.
gets, should we try, what do you think, Connie? Should we try and just do the first law, or should we try and group up the first and the second law?
I think we focus on the first
Okay.
because yeah, it's pretty, I think we need to own the first personally.
Well, I think you start too with whatever we choose, but so many pages as a goal, as a habit.
Yep. Yep.
5, 6 pages, whatever.
'Cause this is a lot of habit training in this one.
Yes.
It's
And I
got
think that's,
habit,
we
yeah.
kind of talked about the philosophy of it. Now we need, I think, to get more into the meat and potatoes of it. But I would ask yourself, I did jot down these questions for you guys. But I think by next week, all of us, let's come up with a habit we need to break and when we need to start, right? And then I would also like to see, honestly, next week, who has a consistent daily lead gen routine and who is just winging it. I want to see that. And there's no right or, there's no right or wrong. Nobody's in trouble. I just want to see if we do implement some of these changes, how it affects, right? So yeah. So if you guys can come up with that, a habit you need to break, when you need to start, and let's get real about lead gen. Not what you do this week, but because we've talked about it, but what we normally do. And I would, and then maybe pick an area of your life that you want to use, you would like to apply Atomic Habits. Like I know mine's going to be my SOI. That's definitely what I'm going to use it for, but it does not have to be real estate related. It could be anything, but let's all come up with that. And then we'll put it in the chat. We'll talk about that and then we'll just go from there. So chapter 1, is that what it is, Jackie? Chapter 1?
Chapter 1, yeah.
Yeah, the first law. The first law.
Make it obvious.
And I do have books in Visalia that I left. They're there for you guys. I brought a couple here to Porterville. I also have it on Audible and I can share it with you. So if somebody wants the audio book, just text me and I'll share it to you. And then you can listen to it as well. Okay. Any last things that we want to talk about?
Sarah, I do want to talk about 2 items from the board meeting today.
Awesome.
If it's, you let me know when it's a good time. I don't want to.
Right now, Connie.
Okay. And Jared, you might have heard this. I'm sure you heard it at MLS. There's been a request that's unusual that we're hearing from buyers who want all of the photos removed off of MLS. They feel like it's a privacy issue. So once they close escrow, they want to have the photos removed. So Jared, you talked about that in the meeting last week, I guess? Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I do recall, yes. Mhm.
So they brought it to the board. There's a lot of different conversations here. First of all, the buyer doesn't have any right or own those photos. So we don't know why this has started, but it was interesting because there was 5 different agents at the meeting today that have had this call. I got a call from a buyer saying, look, I want the photos of my house removed off of the MLS. Of course, that gets syndicated out to Zillow, to Realtor.com, to all the other Redfin. We don't have any control over them. So we're trying to figure out a way that we can get this. Our bylaws state that we can't remove anything off. unless it's still active. But why would you want to do that? And if you still have an active listing, remove all the photos. So if you guys hear about this, or if you get a call, let me know or Jared, so we can monitor where this is coming from. We don't know why this is happening, but buyers are getting concerned about having photos of the homes that they
Do
currently
you
have.
think it's something to do with, I mean, it's gotta be security issues, right, Connie? Like,
That's
they
what we're
don't,
thinking. Yeah, it's a whole privacy security thing. That's what we're
but
getting.
if we take it off the MLS,
Mhm.
does it still stay on Realtor and Zillow?
That's what we're trying to figure out, because they're directly tied to us, but we don't have any control over them, obviously, because they report things that aren't right. So Gene is working on that as well as the MLS. Did they have anything new, Jared, when you guys met?
I looked at one survey today, it's still on.
Nothing new as of yet,
Okay, so yeah,
but I was running comps for a property, and coincidentally, it was comps to your listing in Lindsay.
oh,
And one of the comps was 1864 East Linmore Street, just because of the square footage and stuff, but they removed the pictures, so it kind of made it difficult to even consider. That's just kind of a coincidence right there, actually.
right. Well, because the appraisers, utilize that, we utilize that to run comps. It's a benefit to all of us. So we're trying to get in front of this. I don't believe, it's hard to say what there, who knows? It could be another antitrust. It's just, we're just hoping to get in front of it. So they'll be reaching out to the people that need to help us satisfy this. But if you hear something, let Jared or myself know so we can continue to monitor this
So-
situation.
Is this, Connie, the same as, sometime last year, I know one of the agents had gotten a call or a text from a buyer that had their offer accepted. The agent was not the listing agent or anything of the transaction, but they had made like a reel. And it was out on their social media, but this buyer that was in escrow, haven't purchased yet, was wanting those reels taken down. Cause they didn't want anybody else looking at the house that they were contracting.
Well, they can't control that.
So that's not of those levels that are
That's not this. No, that's not this at all. Yeah, that's.
So,
Oh, and while we've got more people on the line or on the Zoom, we need to talk about that Brian Oakley guy again.
Oh.
Okay.
So,
Yes,
And
he's
then-
back.
And then my one last thing is we are getting ready to do our true cost of doing business, and I'll bring this to you guys. It's this kind of issue that we have that we need to help fight. I don't know where this one's going to go, but I will be hopefully by the end of the day, Jackie, I'll get something to you about the cost of what it cost us as realtors to fight for our rights, because we did that during COVID when we became not essential. What was the term? CAR and NAR fought hard for us so we could still do real estate. So I'll need everybody's support on the true cost of doing business. It's a small portion, but I need our office's support so we can really shine. And I'll have better information for you in cost. And I'll get that to you, Miss Jackie, so we can get it out to everybody. I need to wrap it up by the end of the month with our donations. I'm a golden bear or whatever it's called. I've donated for years, but anyway, I'd love to see lots of participation, but I think you all have a lot of questions about it and I want to be able to answer those for you. So I will get information that Jackie can get out to everybody so we can talk about it more next Wednesday at our meeting.
Connie, did they talk about that Brian Oakley at the
They
board?
did not. No, they did not. No.
Okay, so this guy, his name, did you have anything else from the
Nope,
board?
that's
Connie?
it. Those are my two big
Okay.
today.
Okay, thank you. So there is a gentleman by the name of Brian Oakley that likes to resurface every few years, and he pretends to be a buyer. And he is not a valid buyer. He will work with numerous agents. He will make offers on numerous properties. He will run you around. So I guess he does show up. He's a registered sex offender. He will do it over Zoom, but and escrows will get opened and he'll say he's cash. And I believe he has proof of funds, but obviously it's not real. But this guy he'll never take an EMD. He'll never produce any money into escrow. And we don't really understand what his deal is, like what it is, but he's a weirdo. if you stay away from him. If it feels weird, err on the side of it's weird, right? Be careful, because this
And
guy
he-
is a
Yeah,
weirdo.
he's male and female that he approaches,
Yes,
which is,
yes.
yeah, we're just not sure what his story is, but he's not to be trusted. So be super, super careful out of it.
Has anybody seen him personally? Or is
Yeah.
everything
And I
online?
think we have pictures of him too.
Yeah.
We have
But
an
are they
idea.
real?
I think,
Are the
I
pictures
think
real,
we've
though?
seen him.
The
Jared,
pictures are
have
real
you-
on Facebook. Yeah, they're
They
real.
are.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is that do your due diligence. When you're writing up an offer, make sure you see the proof of funds or the pre-qual letters. Actually talk to the lender to make sure that they are qualified. When as a listing agent accepting these offers, actually be vetting them and checking the information. Like in the sense of what he had produced as his proof of income that he was buying these all cash. It was a funky screenshot of like basically like stocks and stuff. His
You probably pulled it off the internet
Yeah.
somewhere.
stuff is just so they're very outrageous. So be very cautious on sight unseens offers. If you know these people haven't seen the property, even if it was virtual, like do your due diligence and ask them the right questions.
Yeah, yeah. Jared, did you have any dealings with him?
I did. I actually was a listing agent and I accepted the offer. So everything was legit. Proof of funds were there. Purchase agreement was good. Never did take in the EMD, but there was some weird messages conveyed. Just little things like, hey, the buyer really wanted you to know that this is like a gift from God and stuff. Like, I mean,
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
and then the agent couldn't make the showing. He asked me to do the showing, and as a good listing agent I am, I did the showing. But it was a FaceTime showing. The person couldn't be there in person, which I've closed things like that before, so I'm not opposed to it. So I did the whole virtual tour with Brian Oakley, sitting kind of like on a chair or something. I could see his face, and I don't know. He would just make comments like, "Oh, that's real nice," and blah blah blah. So, anyways, I did my due diligence, and the agent sent me an offer, but it was a headache. No AMD, like Sarah said, and just a waste of time.
Wasn't he
I can't quite figure out what his deal is.
I
Like,
know, just to waste our time.
what is it? Like, what is this scam? Other than he has nothing else to do than waste real estate agents' time. I mean, maybe it's a control thing. Obviously, he's mentally ill, right? But we don't want to mess with anybody. We don't want to waste our time, and we don't want to be not safe, if he's just a mentally ill person. I don't know.
Because you said that he's offered to pay people's houses off?
Oh, he
Good deal.
offered to buy houses for people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so strange.
If it's too good to be true, it's usually too good to be true. So
Kelly ended up, she texted me because she was like, oh, I have his name written down on my notebook because she writes down like all of our clients' names. And it had to have been recent. And so I went back and looked in our emails and he did. He went through our Brivity in November, our Brivity CRM, and requested a showing and requested like all this information on a property. And I think I remember we reached out to him and he like never got back to us, but he did multiple times try to do a showing through our system. And because me and Kelly are like, we do buyer's consultations first with anybody that comes through our CRM, he like never went any further with it. He just was requesting through our email.
yeah. So weird. So weird.
Is his first name Brian or Y?
I think it's Bryan.
Okay.
Is it, Chucky? Is it BRI or BRY?
Bryan.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Carolina, it's Brian Oakley. Oakley.
Didn't he have like 3 houses tied in that Bailey at one time?
Oh, yeah. 10.
Was it 10 houses? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was,
10 escrows opened, 0 deposits checked.
yeah.
Got the agent to go to Fresno to the airport to meet him up to give him the deposits and
Never showed.
never showed.
Yeah. He made appointments to meet somebody. I think it's a control thing to him to have people running around you know, and I don't know.
It was weird, and then like,
Jackie, is there something in the chat?
and at one point with someone else, he had made sexual advances on someone.
Crazy. I
Yeah.
was not expecting that.
Yeah, was that everything? Okay, Carolina got it.
I just want to
Okay.
thank everybody who showed up at Carlton yesterday. It was subdivision. It was super fun. Thank you.
Yeah, that was fun. We had green beer and we had, what happened?
Green mimosas.
Green
Green
mimosas. Yeah, and we had about 30 of us show up, so it was a good showing. I think the little sales agents were a little overwhelmed with
I
all
think
30
so.
of us.
Yeah, it
Uh-huh.
was really fun. I thought it was, I was really glad to see him because I was surprised. I think the value is good. There was, anyway, it was good. I enjoyed it. I was glad to see us show up in style.
And it was great to I just posted a lot of it on my story and content, and it's just showing that we're out there doing something, trying, working for our clients. Okay, well, guys, then we will regroup and we'll work on the first law. We won't work on it, we're gonna read it, and then so take those number of pages and split it up into the days and then read that. And then we'll talk about it. All right, is that it? Anything else going on this week, Jackie? Is there anything else that we need to remind people about this week? There isn't, right?
Schools are on spring break next week.
Oh, spring break next week.
Spring break next week. When are we doing office meeting?
I don't know, we'll have to talk about that.
And then the headshots.
That's in April.
I know, the reminder of the date.
I think it's April 17th. Let me look. I've scheduled the headshots, the gal again for headshots, and I believe it's April 17th, but let me look.
So Jackie,
Uh-huh.
you're good with Chat GPT. So what if you said, will you summarize Atomic Habits for me? Would that work?
You just give it a try. I just told it help me implement Atomic Habits, and then it gave me ideas.
Okay.
That Chat GPT is something else.
Mm-hmm.
The picture I posted the other day on Facebook, I was like, I did that all by myself.
Yeah. Okay, so lights, camera closings, which is headshots, are booked for Friday, April the 17th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. We're doing it in a studio in Tulare this time, but I think we've got to book slots this time, and I'll talk to the photographer and let you know. So I think it's going to be 15-minute slots, and you'll have to pick a slot, book, and we'll do it until we run out of time.
Only if you need them.
Only if you need them. Yeah, it's only if you want to do them. So we're doing it for 4 hours, so we can accommodate about probably about 16 to 20 people, I would imagine, if it's 15 minutes, right? Is that right? Yeah.
What was the time again, sir?
11 to 3 on April the 17th.
You will need a book in advance.
And we'll have to book in advance, but I'll get you that information. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks so much.
Can I get too much of your time? Sorry.
Yes. That's it, Jackie.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you.